Good morning, Doug. Here we are at 1035 Stanfield for the latest edition of Hollywood Smith's 1035 Chronicles. You'll see that Dave from Grass Butler has been here beginning to edge the sidewalks. We still need to have some roundup and other things on the weeds, though. There's some in the curbs on the street here and stuff, but he has been edging the property, so he's at least gotten started on the landscaping, which is good. Here is the new Stanfield, painted tan with white shutters. It looks a million times better. That is going to be the difference maker in getting this property leased up. So we do need some additional landscaping help, though. As you'll see here, we got weeds growing out of the cracks. We got this bush here growing up. It's just looking kind of rough and kind of tired here. So we need to get some definition to the edges of these landscape beds and get some different species in there. Some little hostas or yew bushes or boxwoods or something, just to clean up this landscaping a little bit. That's our last project on the exterior. One thing I'd like you to talk to Dave Justice about is his painter did a great job on the house, but for example, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's some overspray on that screen, so there's white paint on the screen there. And then also on the roof, for example, I don't know if you can see up there, there's some purple overspray from whoever painted it last, but there's also a significant amount of white overspray on the shingles as well as drips on the roof. And I don't know if those are all from our guy. Up there on the window you can see some more overspray on the screens and whatnot. We really need him to come and take care of this for us. We probably should actually paint the roof here, at least on the front side of the house, and they can just pick kind of a gray-black color similar to the shingle color. But it looks pretty bad, actually. And with the $20,000 or so that we've just invested in the property, it's a shame. See, look at that overspray below the window, right on the shingles, and those drips. It has a pretty big impact because the house is so improved now. Those things stand out. So it's no big deal. I mean, yeah, there's some purple there and stuff too. But if we just come in and paint that roof, which, trust me, I've painted roofs before. They do it all the time. They should go ahead and paint that and get that cleaned up on the front side of the house only. So in the back here, you can see we ripped out the old fence. We're getting ready to put the new fence in. There'll be a gate right here, and then this fence will run all the way almost to the alley. And then at the back of the garage there, straight across the property, we'll put a chain link fence. And then they have not filled this area with the crushed concrete and limestone yet. But the deck is looking pretty good. It's all cleaned up now. The whole back of the property is painted here, which is good. And then, of course, we'll be putting a privacy fence on this side of the property here. Over here, we're basically going to start right at the edge of that bump out and run the privacy fence back to maybe 8 feet into the scrubby area. We can't get too close to that tree because there'll be roots and other things. But that way, when you're sitting on the deck, you won't see this. So we'll get that privacy fence there, chain link across the back. And then here, at some point in the future, I don't think we need to spend the money now, but this is actually kind of non-functional to have this 18-inch knee wall here. I mean, obviously we're going to raise this up probably 4 to 6 inches by putting in crushed concrete as a base and then a nice limestone top dressing to have a parking area here. But there's going to be a step up here to go through the gate and whatnot. It's just kind of non-functional. So sometime in the distant future, not an immediate cost that we need to bear, we'll probably rip this out and do some regrading on the lot. We might do that at the same time that we eventually take down this giant and worthless scrubby tree, which also is not a cost priority right now. Let's get this sucker cash flowing for 3 to 5 years and then deal with this. But I at least wanted to point it out to you that it's really not long-term what we want it to be. So you've seen that. Looking great here. Now we're going to go in the interior, and you are not going to believe these hardwood floors. I hope it shows up in the video. I mean, I was glad we were refinishing the hardwood floors, but I had no idea. It completely made the interior of the home, and it just looks so high-end now, which is one of the reasons we want to get this landscaping in particular dialed in. I know Dave's working on the fence. He took measurements when we were doing a walkthrough here 2 days ago. These wood floors, though, are just dynamite. Can you see how they came out? It is just gorgeous in here. We just had the property professionally cleaned, and between that and these new floors, it is just looking fantastic in here. People are going to walk in here now and sign on the dotted line. I got the first guy coming in this weekend. It'd be a 2-year lease to a judge's assistant. Here's the dining room. Here's the kitchen. They had the carpets professionally cleaned in the basement down here, and I think they came out pretty good. This breaker keeps tripping. That's weird. When I was here the other day, the breaker was tripped for these downstairs lights. Let's see if it is again. It shouldn't be. Okay. Yeah, it is. Something's not right there. It's the second time that's tripped. Huh. Let's make a note to ask Dave about that as well. So the overspray on the roof and screens, and then that breaker keeps tripping. And because that light circuit is close to where that half bath went in, I'm wondering if they shorted something or did something that's causing that to trip, because I can't think of any other reason why the lights would be popping a breaker. Now it has a GFI on that breaker, so I wonder if they put that bathroom outlet on that circuit or something like that, but we need to get that looked at and figured out. These carpets cleaned up pretty nice. There's one little tiny spot here in the middle. No big deal though. It's definitely cleaned up and looking good down here. So, looking rent ready. Go back upstairs. There was an AC issue here where the AC kept running. We had Chris from TS Heating and Cooling come out and he got that fixed, hopefully at no charge. But at least we did get that working. Gosh, these wood floors are just incredible. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but they just made this place look phenomenal. Great color. And we're going upstairs, and not much has changed up here. Other than that, now that we've had it cleaned professionally, the bathroom is looking a lot better here. So this is all spotless now. And even this tub. That's looking like I'd like to live here, so that's good. And that is it. So it sounds like we need to talk to Dave about that GFI breaker down in the box that keeps tripping for the basement lights, the overspray on the roof, and maybe the screens. I don't know what we can really do about the screens. And then the light switch in the half bath below the mirror. I don't know if we want to ask Dave to do anything about this or whether it just is what it is. But this light switch should not have been put there such that the mirror has to be a little uncommonly high. Normally that mirror will come down all the way almost to the sink. And now that that switch is there, that can't happen. So you get, you know, it's not terrible. You can see yourself in the mirror. But at least worth commenting on because it shouldn't have been done that way. So talk to you later, Doug.